I got something interesting to tell you. So when they were making the movie back in '99, when they were working with ILM and other visual effects companies, they knew that every visual effects shot was going to be incredibly expensive because of the rendering, everything in '99. It was just getting started. I mean, well, '93, but it was still in its infancy. But what they would do is they knew ILM added 2 frames onto they would do 2 extra frames on the beginning and end just to give them enough room. So they did the math, and then they ended up using like those 2 free frames for most of their shots, so they saved a ton of money. Like the producer figured out how to use those 2 free frames to their advantage. So ILM did something nice, but they learned how to work it to help them out and save money.
Yeah, smart.
That's smart.
Yeah. The commentary, Steven Summers, he records really good commentaries because I like to listen to him for every episode, so I just know what I'm talking about. But they're always really lively, personable. He gives a lot of really neat detail. So The Mummy, there's 3 commentaries, I think. Yeah, there's 3 commentaries on The Mummy '99 DVD. So if you're a super fan, I guess they're worth listening to.
Yeah, for sure.
Frasier just kind of cackles through them, and I'm sorry if you've already listened to it. But yeah, they're good. So if you're ever bored and you want to listen to The Mummy, 3 of them, I recommend those.
I love Steven Summers so much.
Yes.
I don't think... I've not seen,
like... Oh, Jay and I are doing Deep Rising. Do you like Deep Rising?
I was going to say, I'm just looking at his list, and I was like, I've never seen that one. I was going to say, everything he's ever done is amazing, but I've not actually seen Deep Rising. Oh my god, is that a reptile? What is that? What is that on the poster?
It's like a underwater alien.
I just bought the Kino Lorber special edition Blu-ray of it, and so they recorded a new commentary. They did a ton of interviews, and they upgraded it, the visuals. It was cool. Yeah, they made it in '96, and it was supposed to get ahead of Titanic and all those, but they went to Vancouver to be cheaper than California, but the tank that they worked on bust, so they had to completely redo it. And then they had a company come in to do all the VFX, but the company were like, yeah, we could do it, and it turns out they couldn't. And that wasted a year, so they had to bring in ILM to do it. And that's why when it was released in '98, it came out after Speed 2, Walter Matthau cruise movie, Titanic. So then it was just another large boat movie. But if it would have released a couple years earlier, it would have been much more fresh. Yeah. So they got kind of screwed over.
It's not a crocodile, right?
It's a large aquatic sea beast. Well, I guess I don't have to say aquatic and sea. I guess I could say large sea beast or a large aquatic beast.
It is not. It is a fictional.
Okay,
fictional
that's
creature.
fine. I can do that. That's fine. Yes, that sounds amazing.
Or is it?
I want to do Van Helsing if anyone's interested because it's one of the greatest movies ever made, and I love it to pieces.
Oh, I love that movie.
It's one of the few films I abandoned watching.
Oh. Well, you know what's weird? After I listened to the commentary, I liked it more.
Fun, you guys, but I have to go now. I've been washing my hair. How dare you?
I think I made it about half an hour, and I thought, this has been pretty bad, and I don't think it's going to get any better. So I'm going to
gave you that
do literally
idea?
anything else.
What was it about it?
I love how dramatic.
It's been so long. I
love the black and white aspect of it in the beginning. And after I listened to the commentary, because we did a whole Universal, new Universal series with as opposed to old, like the old Universal monsters. And the commentary makes Van Helsing better once you listen to it, because it's...
Van Helsing is brilliant on its own. It was my favourite movie when I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that...
Sums it up.
That answers that. Good. Well, do you have any more thoughts on Deep Blue Sea 2?
Let me just really quickly run through my notes. It's basically me writing down a bunch of quotes from it, because I just really enjoyed the line deliveries.
I like that there's a jacuzzi in the middle of the wet pool, and it's just running perpetually. It's just bubbling for ages. I
had another point. There's so many notes.
We get a nice moment in this chapter between Daniel and Josh after Trent goes and saves Mike. The two of them have a little kind of, they grab each other's shoulder like, yeah, we got him. They got this nice little these two characters have never spoken to each other. They have a little bond at that moment. So that's a nice moment.
I was disappointed because I had in my head that this was the movie where there's someone underwater in scuba stuff, and the shark is doing what I can only describe as a double take. It's like, but that's actually the poster for Deep Blue Sea 3, which is really fun. So I'm looking forward to that because I was really hoping that at one point, because Bella she specifically is eavesdropping the chapter before this, and I was watching it and I glanced up. I'd looked at something else very quickly, and I glanced back, and and she was doing her eavesdropping moment, and I went, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Was that a shark eavesdropping? And I had to rewind and rewatch that bit, and I was like, yes, it is. Hey, new favourite character.
Well, in this chapter, when Misty is doing the CPR on Mike, in the background there's a little window, and you see the shark swim past it. It's just kind of checking him out. So like, is he still alive? Is he still going? I'm going to get that head.
Don't worry, kids. I'm getting you a snick snack. Yeah. I'll be so annoyed. I'll listen to this back and be like, oh, why didn't I say that? But yeah, I just really liked it. I thought whoever was on continuity, which was someone called Ashley Aldworth, was not doing their job very well. But it's a difficult job. You know, script supervision is not fun. It's not for everyone. I can't do it. I always used to give it to my friend. But yeah, I loved it. I really loved it.
Oh, what continuity-wise didn't add up?
Everything. Like whenever you would cut to a different thing, it wouldn't be continuous. Do you know what I mean? It would they'd be in a slightly different position, or they'll have put their arm down and then they put their arm down again. Like little things like that, and it was just happening constantly throughout. And I was like, I know you don't have a budget, but my friend at drama school was like ace at script supervision, and you're literally being paid, and she wasn't. So just pay attention. It's your actual job. It's literally what you're being paid for. So can you just please do a good job?
Fair enough.
That was always a pain when I worked with extras to keep them going back to the same beat.
It's
you
really
just gotta
hard.
reset them in the same spot.
Yeah.
And it's also tough too when scenes go longer, because the problem with improv sometimes is if you just have a scripted scene, you know when to reset, but when there's improv in between each, it's really hard to reset and then keep people going. Oh, never mind. I just had flashbacks. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Cool. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky.
I'm done.
It's really tricky.
Okay.
But yeah, I loved it.
Fantastic. Mark, any more thoughts on this chapter?
I liked it. It's fun. I mean, Mike took a liver shot. I liked Misty and Trent. I think I wish Misty's character would have been. And we talked about the framing of each shot and the limited amount of time they had, but I wish they would have. I think she's growing. I like her a lot more. She's kind of growing into the character the more we watch it, or the more I watch it. I wish she. Nah, never mind. But yeah, it's fun. It's good. Yeah.
All right. I wanted more from her line of, I hope people see that sharks are monsters, but you're sharks. You've turned them into monsters.
Yeah.
It feels like a little first draft.
Yeah.
I could have done with a bit more elaborate. You know, what kind of monsters
She made
are?
up with it for how angry she got.
Yes, that's absolutely true. And then she has this, when Carl is being obsessed with the research, she has this really great disbelief face, where she just can't believe what he's doing. It's some great acting.
She's really great. She's used to playing characters called Brittany and Amy, so I think to be a scientist is really great for her, and she's just got this trembling rage throughout the whole movie that I was 100% here for. I was like, yeah, you be angry, lady. It's justified.
I'm happy that she's crushing it now too. She has her show that she's on, just kind of make it.
Station 19. She has a very vocal fan base on Twitter
Nice.
of following her character in Station
Making
19.
that syndication money.
Yeah, good for her. She was a cheerleader in Heroes who got killed in place of the main
Claire.
cheerleader, Claire. Thank you. So yeah, she's been working for a while. Anything else in mind? We see the explosion on the surface, and it's just one fireball compared to the first thing we see has this huge elaborate explosion sequence. It's just there's fire over there, and they have another establishing shot of it. The apocalypse has happened upstairs because there's these 3 floating bits of fire, and that's all we can see. So I just like that a little bit. Yeah, that's my notes. Oh, this chapter is 26% blue. Not very blue. But we are getting to the easiest part of my job, which is when they literally divide the chapter into this bit's blue, this bit's green, this bit's red, and next week is going to be the easiest thing to work out how much is blue in the world. It's fantastic. I love it. But this is the deepest chapter so far. Every chapter, Emily, we work out how deep and how blue is the chapter.
Nice.
So this is the deepest chapter so far because it all takes place almost entirely on this one level of underwater. There's a few glimpses of the surface, but not a lot. So this is the deepest, but not very blue.
Quite deep blue. Pretty sea as well.
Yeah, but it's actually one of the least blue chapters so far. Yeah, but there we go. So, Emily, where can people find you if you wish to be found?
I run the Why This Film podcast. We look back at the movies of your childhood. It's across all podcasting platforms and across Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I am co-hosting the Through Dangers Untold podcast, where we are breaking down the 1986 film Labyrinth scene by scene, again across all podcasting platforms and across all social medias. I get emotional in every episode because it is the best movie ever made, coming in tied place with Dragonheart.
And The Mummy?
And The Mummy. The Mummy is like when you say that The Lion King is your favourite Disney movie from the Renaissance. It's like, no, it's not. Everyone knows The Lion King is just like great. Like, of course it's great. Obviously, it's
wait, Dragonheart?
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard
The one
correct.
the one where Dennis Quaid yells a lot?
Yeah. Rob Cohen's 1996 Dragonheart with Sean Connery as the voice of Draco and Dennis Quaid as Bowen, the knight, and David Thewlis as King Einan, the villain, and yeah, it's the best movie ever made, obviously. That is a fact.
You're the second person that just talked about loving it.
Who else loves it? Who have you heard? Who have you spoken to?
Someone I recorded with talked about how much they loved it. So I recorded with a lot of people, so I've already forgotten.
Are
Maybe
you
it was
sure
on a
it
meeting.
wasn't me?
Wait, oh yeah, because you and I did the episode about Ernest Goes to Camp, and then you said that.
It definitely wasn't me.
We've both forgotten that, haven't we?
Yeah. It's the greatest movie ever made. Like, that is just...
Who brought up Dragonheart? I have so many meetings.
I need to find
someone
them.
said Dragonheart. Someone did.
I love it. It might have been me under a pseudonym. I don't know.
It wasn't me, because it's not even the best Rob Cohen film of that year.
Whoa,
So,
okay.
There we go. Daylight!
Alright then. I did enjoy Daylight, but it doesn't have the Pete Postlethwaite as a monk. That
This
writes
is true, but
poetry.
it also doesn't have Dennis Quaid, who is generally the worst thing in bad films.
But he is good in Dragonheart. I couldn't even say that with a straight face. He's in Dragonheart, and therefore it's
This
good.
is true.
I've
never finished Dragonheart. I've seen bits. It's on TV all the time, and I've seen bits of it here and there, but I've never watched the whole thing.
Right, there are 3 movies in my entire life that I have switched off halfway through. And that has been a conscious decision, because if I make a commitment to a movie, it's like making a commitment to a pair of painful shoes on a night out. It is death till we part. Like, you stick with that movie. You stay with the consequences of your actions. So, like, The Chronicles of Riddick, he's just not that into you, and Blade Runner were the only movies in the history of my movie watching experience that I had to turn off halfway through.
Okay, Chronicles of Riddick. I've seen the whole thing, but I completely understand turning it off. I have never even tried to watch He's Not Into You. Blade Runner, I am in complete agreement. I fell asleep the first 4 times I tried to watch it, and it took a lot to persevere and make it through that film.
I couldn't. There was a horrible rape scene, and I was like, I cannot root for any of these characters anymore.
Oh, I was just bored.
I
Okay.
don't know. Like, what is this? This is abuse. I'm switching off now.
Fair enough. But, like, Dragonheart, it's never been a conscious decision to stop watching it. It's just I've never turned it on and found the start of the film. I can't, like, start a film halfway through that I've not seen before.
The start's best. The peasants are revolting. They've always been revolting, my lord. But no, they're rebelling. It's amazing. That's how it opens. It's brilliant. So good. Just like where else you can find me. I also run a podcast called Suffin About Suffolk, which is about the county of Suffolk. If you're interested.
Where my wife is from.
Woo-woo! Represent. I do movies that were filmed in and around Suffolk. The next episode will be about Witchfinder General, and I get to speak to Ian Ogilvy, who starred in that movie and is more well known as the Saint from the 70s or something. I don't know who it was, but he's really cool. So that's fun. That comes out soon. Hooray! That's me.
Excellent, thank you. Well, listeners, you can find this podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Deep Blue Sea Pod, or email us deepblueseapod@gmail.com. If you have any feedback, please leave us a review and give us 5 stars anywhere that you'd like to do that. You can read more of my writings over at lifeversusfilm.com, Life vs Film, or listen to my weekly movie trivia show over on the Lambcast, the largest association of movie blogs podcasts. And if you have a movie blog or podcast and want to join the Lamb, then find us at Large Ass Movie Blogs. We'd love to have you. Mark, where can people find more of you online?
Yeah, go on Rotten Tomatoes. I got some new articles coming up in this month, and then what's next month? May. I got some of those coming out. Then I work on the Vert, and then about Justin Timberlake, actually. No, I'm joking. Then I have Lance Bass, but there's let's see. And then
he should be in a fish film. He should be in Deep Blue Sea 4.
Yeah, he should be eaten. He should be the opening death.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be
lots
amazing.
Bass.
Listen to Rotten Tomatoes is Wrong, the podcast, watch Versus video. Then I have videos coming out for the film theory